Hi everyone, welcome to today's section. Today I would like to share with you the Global Talent Independent Program, where the Australian government is aiming to attract 15,000 talents around the world to come enter Australia, establish their work, their business and their family in Australia. The purpose of this one is really to demonstrate, to share with you how we can actually meet requirement and what is the criteria and how you can improve yourself in getting the result. First of all, I will cover some of the key elements just to share with you how we're gonna go through this and who actually got it a result in the past. First of all, you can see that from the beginning of the announcement, which is 28th August 2019, until the most financial year, 30th of June 2021, a total of 5,843 invitations been given and been approved. Now, overall, you can see this is only 1/3 of the quota they provided. So, which means that's another 2/3 of the candidates, so the numbers has not been used. Obviously, the department mentioned that it's only a ceiling, it's not a target. So ceiling means the maximum number they can get, they can invite permanent visa, it's about 15,000. It's not a target. So even they issued 5,843. It's not affect their work performance, isn't it? Now, majority of the candidates actually being invited under the Digitech. Digitech has so many of the definitions, including even data science, even security, digital transformation, all under Digitech. For health industries, including medical advice, medical devices, medical service, pharmaceuticals, and anything related can be under health industry. And energy resources, financial and fintech, 8% of them got invitation. I think it's simply because majority of them applied thought they actually need to have a tech background. So whoever have tech background, they apply. And because more people apply, more likely the number will increase. Okay, it doesn't mean that we don't have any other people apply or because we department intend to give invitation to Digitech. It's just simply about input who actually applied. Now, in terms of successful rate in 2019 and 2020, the grant rate is only 20 being refused. In the next financial year, only 44. The majority of them received the visa grant. So I think this is really about, it's not about invitation. It's about once they receive invitation, how likely they receive permanent visa. You can see that's pretty much, I believe that it's about 95%. Right? Now, in terms of primary applicants, where they come from, you can see in the now 2020. Between 2020 and 2021, which is last financial year, still candidates from Iran who had primary applicants applied. So they actually on the top, and the second one will be India, and third one that's increase of candidate from China. So Hong Kong stands in fifth level in the 2019-20, only 12 people, which is beneath our clients. and 2020-21, it's our clients as well, because majority of candidates from Hong Kong. Now we also help candidates from the US. Actually, that's quite a lot of candidates from US, quite interesting. And from South Africa, Germany, we help, I think, one from Germany, Ireland, France, some of the candidates from Egypt. Now you can see that the number has increased in terms of invitation, right? Invitation. It is because this is simply because all invitations they apply is because more people are aware of them, they apply. And in Australia, the majority of candidates, well, 76% of candidates who were granted while they're in Australia, I believe in this case Iran, quite a lot of candidates, PhDs, got invitations under the Global Talent. And the current Global Talent has a very different kind of history. They evolved from Global Talent Employer Sponsor, which initially required a job offer, and later they changed the size where no job offer, no skill, you just need a minimum viable product. After that, we have another one come out, which is Global Talent, current one. The current one requires innovation, so some elements from size innovation, technology advancement, achievement, plus some of employability elements, right? Employability elements, although they don't want you to have a job offer, but someone who has a job offer will be prioritized and will be considered as a advanced. Even this job offer is not concrete like formal job offer. Even you got to employ someone nominator who's Australian, they are director of a company, and they if they testify, it's pretty much includes the employability and requirement here. Both of three, so all three visas actually shows the development of this program from Global Talent employer sponsored to the Global Talent independent one without sponsorship, but at the nomination. The Global Talent independent actually is much better than previous two because it's whole of government efforts, and it actually has someone called a Global Talent officer who's constantly promoting online through LinkedIn or attending webinars. They were decided actually to present this idea to physically going to trade calls or events, but now they're stuck in their office doing something on LinkedIn. Now the purpose of this one is really helping people to come to Australia really fast. Okay, that it's really attractive a lot of candidates. Really fast means they can get permanent visa within 6 months. That is the fastest visa I've ever encountered. You know that it's a whole process and really prioritize our applications and so etc. Now the purpose of that, it's really to generate multiple jobs, particularly in the area that feel critical supply chain and talent gaps. And by saying that, what do we mean by talent gaps? It really means that your skill set will be demanded in Australia. It's really hard to find people like you, right? So it's not because you're not talented if you're not eligible. It's just because that's what Australia wants now. So you always want to focus about, is Australia want me? Is my skill set highly demanded? Now, in terms of if your skill set is highly demanded in Australia, it's likely your skill is highly demanded anywhere, right? It's highly, but obviously that Australia have different kind of demands in terms of agriculture, right? We need advanced in agriculture. We need to have grow more resilient crops, okay? We need to be able to sell our product, seafood, to Europe. We need our food to last longer, stay fresh, last longer. So in this case, we have different kind of requirements, and then what type of gap and talent gaps is really depending on the country's current situation. Now, multiple jobs. How we then define someone can generate? You can obviously everybody can say, oh well, I'm going to create jobs. How? Because most people will only just find jobs for themselves. They are really unlikely to create jobs for others. Who can actually create jobs for others, right? One area, these people are needing a large team, okay, has experienced the form, lead, okay, and direct team. This person will be likely to create jobs in the future. Or this person has some idea that's which able to commercialize. That idea has gone through the first, minimum viable product to the next stage, and it's likely that something gonna. So what do we mean by likely? All right, so likely is that once it's easier to be executed, how much effort takes to be executed. Now you can see global tunnel, it's really have some kind of science SA element, which really focus about innovation. Innovation. Even you don't have innovation in your profile, you're gonna think about innovatively, right? And has been recognized international distinction as a leader in culture, science, art, and commercial enterprise. Now, this it varies. It really varies. So obviously, government wants the best, brightest person. If they can't attract the best plan, first level of candidate, they just try to attract the second level and third level, so on and so forth. If they now say, you know what, I can actually attract very first, very best, and I'm not going to take medium level, and they can change that. So this is the reason behind why Global Talent Independent Program is continued changing. It is their response to the market demand. When last year the requirement is much easier because nobody apply, we're gonna get the program running. People staying here and they gonna need to do the work. So they type of alright, just do it. Now some candidate approach us, I mentioned even colleagues. He got colleagues that got permanent visa from us, and then I'll just say I no longer take application from your organization because it's not going to go through. Why is that? It's nothing to do with that work. It's because how you're gonna mention that you're gonna make a significant economic impact. Now, those areas you can see, this is something, if you present a profile here and now, maybe there's still some gap there, isn't it? And you want to find more information about what is the gap, how can we bridge the gap, how much effort, how long am I going to take to fulfill this gap? So this kind of today's section, it's really go through this whole thing with you, so you understand that's overall requirement, and then you check see your profile. Am I reaching this one? Or how long am I 80% there? Am I 95% there? Am I like 100% there? Okay, so you want to understand that. In terms of preferred industry, that's we really focus about a few areas mentioned. Now, industry, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Some of the industries you might not fall in exactly of that. For instance, filming, right? Filming is not here, but South Australia, they like filming, and they are really good in that. And if you work in that, and you have filmmaker, or you have something really good, can commercialize. Anything commercialized means you're gonna have lots of sales, yeah. Now, the traditional way of the sectors, including fintech, financial, health, digital, food, infrastructure, and etc. But I will say, if that's a 10 sector, you're gonna figure out something within the sector. If even you are not within that sector, on the surface, it look like you're not fitting in any of the sector. You might fit in, at least fit in. We just need to position your case in order to fit in really well. Okay, so don't deny, don't say, I'm not in the, okay, not related to that. But obviously, if you are someone who's approaching me and who's actually a lecturer, a teacher, or let's say teacher, secondary school, that will be very unlikely to meet the Global Talent Independent Program. Just think about that. Why? Because some of the skills that a department wants to see, you're going to fundamentally change someone's life, right? I'm not saying secondary school teacher is not good enough. It's just the requirement here is really much about something improve at scale, okay? But obviously, if you designed a whole online platform, which is very interactive, okay, and very advanced, children can interact with you and use this room like online room, not just one-to-one, but all online teaching method, and you're going to have something there to offer. Then that will be a different story. That will be very interesting. That's just not about teaching. Or also someone who's a lecturer, not every lecturer can be eligible, but someone who might be really, really interesting in the area of work, is they offer a significant knowledge gap in a very, niche market or something like defense. Even they are researcher, which is not in tech, social science study or law study or anything related to psychology, right? It can be helpful. But if someone asks me, oh, what about psychiatrist? Now, if someone is conducting only these kind of programs or studies or exams about patients, that it's not going to affect or affect someone at scale. But if they decided something or something gonna help, people to, I design a whole program, and then people can wear something and improve their mood and their performance. That is going to be interesting, and the department which want to attract, right? So education, sport. Okay, again, sport is not about just simply, okay, but you'll have some kind of technique help people to perform better. Filming, tourism, finance, financial, wealth, tech, about trading, insurance, how can insurance be tailored for service, regulation, compliance, anti-money laundering, anything related to this, fintech, financial, can be the particular area department wants to see. So wealth tech can be, help companies to merge, and that is something not really much tech. Help company to become better, okay, greater by attracting enough investment. Telecom, critical minerals, and gaming. Interesting. Although some countries they are banning gaming. Australia gaming industry is booming. They even have tax incentives. Okay. So global talent officers, they keep recruiting and they change a lot. So the current one might not fitting and explain fully what they are. So basically they have different promoters with talent officer. They have no right to make decision, but they give you fast track kind of ticket. Okay, and target industry, as just mentioned, mainly a few targets, including digital, energy, infrastructure, medical, manufacturing, and food. In this one, it gives you a more clear picture of what including that. Okay, so lots of successful candidates all have all of this, and then basically just to find out what kind of project or work you did in the past has this kind of international standing. So which is international standards. You are on the high level of working. And majority of the candidates are actually employees. So in this case, how are we going to demonstrate that? Yeah. Then how gonna do it? So you're gonna do this. You will need to refer by talent officer, yeah, and then lodge EOI and apply visa application. And then by doing that, that's no requirement, English requirement, which you can pay the English requirement, which is the English requirement is actually in IELTS 4.5. But if you studied the English, if study course which is conducted in English in the past for at least 3 years bachelor degree, then this English requirement will be waived. Or you study a secondary or primary school in English, then can be waived, just provided you need to demonstrate you did indeed study the course in English. The qualification, it doesn't matter. We also got candidates who got permanent visa approved without formal bachelor degree qualification. It depends on that level of the success, how much they gone from the way they are until the current situation. I'm not saying it's not 100%, it's not important. I'm not saying that I would say definitely it's a weakness. Tell me, oh, you don't have, oh, what do you have, right? Even work experience not mandatory. Some candidates, if they got PhDs, they have no work experience. It's really looking at totality of the evidence, totality of yourself to see, oh, do you hold a bright skill that it will be transferable to Australia, and you're gonna make an impact, and your work's not hearsay. Meaning you just say to yourself, oh yeah, I'm quite skilled. You can't just say that. Someone's going to say that about your performance. Either your employer, your boss, your colleagues, or your customers, or international kind of a forum, or you'll be invited to a keynote speaker because you have a skill set and then nobody can know, so you want to share with that. Yeah. So something like that. International really focusing about how can you show your skill set. Now, international recognized or still prominent in the field, it's really saying, are you still actively working that? Are you still respected in the industry, right? And then you want to get this one, and then finally receive endorsement from an organization or company. Now, normally Global Talent Officer will not nominate anybody. I never know that anyone will exercise that. So it can be organizations such as industry, computer science, or again, as an individual whose high performance has national reputation in this area. They must be the same industry, okay, and they have to be about high achiever. Now I want to share. This is not important. You can say anywhere about immigration fees. We have a lot of fee successful cases. You can see we have CFO, CIO, accountant, portfolio manager in fintech, insurance company, general manager, entrepreneur in gaming. We have pharmaceutical companies from successful candidates from pharmaceutical company. They can be a salesperson, as marketing person, clinical trial manager, and other industry. They have the safety manager in airline. And so most work, you can see that's a lot of occupations, not limited to one occupation. The key of success we mentioned is positioning, strategy, and presentation. So strategy is really looking at, as I just gone through this by telling you, not just, hey, you're eligible, how you not, why is that, or is that. I talk about things like whole image, whole picture of what's going on. Okay, why Australia wants to do that, and what type of people they want to attract. So if you present ideas, say I can recycling water, yes, awesome. If you say I can recycling battery, you're going to top one. Okay, you're going to be first one to be invited. Why? Because strategically all the countries want to find that out. Or I can storage the battery, right? Okay, or I have this technique to save a lot of money for people, or I have this technology which I help people to save money on energy, right? And these things is going to be highly demanded, and then that's you're going to think about what's going on in the market, in the industry, what other countries doing. And a position is after you understand the whole of the information, you want to position yourself in one area of expert. You want to be specialized in something. You are specialist. Do not tell oh yeah, I'm skilled this, I'm skilled that. So they don't, just too much information. You want to position yourself, and then after that you want to present your case in a thorough way, okay, in a way that's organized, tell the whole story like a storyboard. You want to cover all of them in there. It is not simply throwing information. Hopefully people gonna find the clue from there. That is not going to work. Now, and I mentioned now it's just people, some candidates have this idea of, I'm going to do wearable smart device. They haven't started. Got approved. And so that's really interesting, isn't it? Individuals can come to share on that one. And industries, if you owning a company or you are decision maker of a company, you can actually bring the whole team to Australia, provided that it's likely this kind of movement gonna create a large number of jobs. And tell me how many jobs you're gonna create, 5, 10, 11, right? Tell me about. And then the amount of investment is significant. Now, department has no requirement for you to say how much you must invest. But if you propose, and it's reasonable depending on your financial statement, and you do have something to invest, you would like to approach us for investment, and so evaluation. And this is really particularly helping for someone who's really thinking, oh, Australia has huge market in my particular area, but I have a problem. I have a bunch of people here and they have no visa. What am I going to do? If I do a business visa, I can't get everybody here. But for Global Talent 2.0 industry, you can get a bunch of these people come with you at the same time. Whole work of doing is really focusing about 4 areas: innovative, scalability, economic, and R&D. So it's about, is these things innovative? Saying that I'm doing something different to others. Yeah, I'm doing business model is different. I have different way of doing things, or I have my design so different. Okay, and then whether or not this thing will be scalable. Okay. We don't need to consider all of them, but how much you're going to contribute. You can't just say, I've got to take a high paid job. Oh yeah, so you're going to take someone else's job. This is not going to help. If you say, I'm going to create my team, okay, build a team here, and I'm going to require a product manager, I'm going to a salesperson, marketing person, I'm going to recruit someone else. Okay, this is going to be some benefit to Australia. Create jobs, isn't it? So the whole process of work, our work is process, assess the eligibility, and lodge EOI, and EOI is approved and then lodge visa application. Simple as that, full process, and streamlined full process and very fast pace. So if you are determined to get result, contact us. If you're not determined, do not. This program is not suitable for someone who's actually no determination. They just say, it sounds alright, just try for sake of trying. So we're not going to have anyone like that. You must know that's going to be some type of work here. Now, connections between you and the Global Talent Office is a whole key of the elements. It's yourself. And people really here to help you to achieve the ultimate goal. So you're going to sell the story to everybody, all the parties here. And if you don't tell me about your information, nobody will know. I'll just simply guess it, isn't it? Now, after that visa is approved, how can you renew? I've been asked lots of times. Generally speaking, you will need to enter Australia within 12 months, right? Within 12 months. But yes, 12 months. But under the circumstances, majority of people could not enter that. So how does it go with that? It's actually fine. Okay, it's actually fine. You cannot. So department provides. If you have any information, department provides this extension thing. If you have any information, you have questions about that, you can ask me. But generally speaking, even after 12, you can still enter Australia with the same visa. Just bear in mind the renewal time account, which is 5 years later after your visa is approved, not after you enter Australia. After visa is approved, you must renew your visa within that period. How to renew? On the final year, 3 months before the visa expiry, you enter Australia and renew, and contact us. Simply do that. Now, the case is really about that, and this is the final slide, so I'm trying to share with you. It is not how good you are, it is about how good you want to be. That's work or anything we need to do. It's not about your current situation, but the situation you are desired and then you want to achieve in the future. So it's really about you want to be, okay? Now, if you want to find out more and would like to have a free 20 minutes assessment, hit this button and simply complete the form. We will contact you and do an assessment for you. How sounds like that? Thank you for watching. I see you next round. Bye.